What up? Coming to you live from JDM Hawaii. I am back with an absolute banger video, and I even have a real camera. No phone, because I'm taking this one very seriously. A little over a year ago, I made a video going over the newer 1999 K-trucks, like this Sambar, like this Hijet. Same goes for this Suzuki Carry. Today, we're gonna do an upgraded version now that these are officially import legal. So my goal for today's video is to go over the interior, show off a bunch of features, maybe compare some of the beds, but I don't really plan on driving all of them. I might drive one or two, but they're all essentially the same thing. 660 cc's. None of these are supercharged or turbo. Technically, this Sambar does have an additional cylinder, but it also has this camper in the back, so I don't think speed is really going to make a big difference when it comes to this guy, but I'll definitely drive at least one of them. I want to spend some time comparing the older models too, like showing you guys this Sambar and then the newer generation, showing you guys this Hijet and then the newer generation. So without further ado, let's start off with the Subaru Sambar. Maybe the most popular K-truck. The Honda Actys owners might say something about that, but this is the previous generation. I'll do a quick look at the interior. No airbag, no tack. Here's the center controls, no cup holders, 5-speed 4-wheel drive. Pretty basic. This one got the seats reupholstered, but look at the door cards. Just a small pocket there. Speakers on both sides, wind up windows. Look at the door handles. But these are known for being one of the most spacious K-trucks. The seats even slide forward and back, which some of the models don't do. And I wanted to bring a tape measure so we can see how far my knees are from the dash. So with this one, I'm about 8 inches away, which is a lot, because if we go to this Actys, where the seats are stuck into place, you can see to the dash, I'm only about 4 to 5 inches away. And this is with the seat all the way back. That, along with the fact that it's 4-cylinder, engine in the rear, is why people really love these Sambars. Now let's go over to the newer 1999 Plus Sambar. Front looks like a snake. Got this additional little hump there for safety. Does now have an airbag, which is beautiful. This one happens to be 2-wheel drive, but just look at all of this. We have 2 cup holders, some additional storage, has some additional storage there. All this looks a lot more modern. Nice glove box, AC controls here, could technically fit a double din. These seats again slide forward and back. And what we learned from the older Sambar was about 8 inches from the dash. So this one, I guess if we're counting here, is about closer to 6, 5.5. So we actually lost some space, which is expected, seeing how this is here, the dash is bigger in comparison to this being completely flat. But I think we both can agree that this all looks old, dated, flat, no cup holders, no storage. We have a really small pocket there and there. Then we walk over to this one, where if we're counting just little pockets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and overall just sitting in here, it does feel a bit wider. It still feels big. Like I don't feel like I'm cramped in this one like I do on the older Actys. There's also a good amount of room between you and the passenger. Sometimes on the older trucks, if you're shifting, the person sitting there, like their knees are hitting the shifter. You don't have that problem with the newer models. Just like the older Sambar though, engine still in the back, Clover 4. This one's a kitchen, so I can't really show you guys the bed, but the beds, there's really no differences. Maybe they all lost a couple inches, but it's nothing really worth mentioning. If this one was supercharged, I definitely would drive it and show you guys the difference between a naturally aspirated K-truck and this one. So there you have it for the Sambar. I want you guys to comment which truck you think is the best at the end of this video. Next, unfortunately, we don't have a previous model Suzuki Carry, but we have this one, 1999. Again, we have the slope, and what's cool about the Carry is that the hood actually opens. No storage there, but you can see some of the goods. Here's a look at the outside. Rear end is a little different in comparison to the older models. Still got that small window that always confuses me. And while this one has an empty bed, we're looking at about 74 inches of space lengthwise. For the width, we're looking at 55 inches. While we're looking at new trucks, let's walk over to this Hijet. This one has an empty bed. Width wise, same exact thing. Let's see if this one's a little over 75. It's So this one's actually surprisingly a couple inches longer. It's 77. And now let's walk over to our last, and you can kind of just tell by the front end. I'm assuming this is definitely not 77 because they use a lot of space for that front. The beds for the Mitsubishi, around 75 actually, just as much as the Carry. Now let's get into the interior. This is where the Carry really shines. Most of them all have this nice pattern. This one's 4-wheel drive, even has diff lock. This particular one in front of me does not have an airbag, but there's one over there that I'll show you guys have an airbag. But I would say the interior isn't as nice as the Sambar. This all looks just like the older models. Doesn't have any cup holders. There really isn't anything here that's selling me on the Carry. The interior is nice. You can see even the door cards. All this isn't just a flat piece. But besides that, it's very similar to the older models. Not much has changed. I do have to say there's a couple pros. This seat also does slide like the Sambar, but outside of that, it's one of the only trucks that has an easy way to get into it. Like, really focus on this right here. You see how it allows you to kind of slide into it? You don't have to hop in. You can kind of just go like this. Every other newer truck does not work that way. Look at the Hijet. Gotta hop over. Same thing with the Sambar. Doesn't allow you to just slide in, it's just jump. If an Acty was here, it's the same way, but this Mitsubishi is actually the other truck that kind of allows you to glide into it. You don't have to throw yourself. See this step? Makes life 1000% easier just getting in and out. That's a big pro. But besides that, I think they could have did better. Same glove box. All this kind of looks the same as the older models. This is a bit different, but you saw everything that the Sambar had here. This one doesn't have it. The engine's also under the seat if anyone's curious. You pop it like this. And now let me show you this one, which is essentially the same thing, but it's automatic. And this one indeed actually does have an airbag, but no diff lock, no 4-wheel drive. But all this the same except airbag. Cool thing about the Carries though, it's actually pretty easy to find these in turbo. Mitsubishi doesn't exist, Hijet doesn't exist, and then they do make a Sambar truck. But if you want a force inducted truck, Suzuki's the way to go. Before we move on, let me pop the hood, show you guys what's under there. Just got your jack, washer fluid, coolant, radiator, AC refill, wiper motors. No frunk or nothing cool, but it is kind of nice that it opens. Next, let's talk about Daihatsu. So here's a look at the front end. This is an S110, previous generation. Here's a look at the interior. Again, no cup holders. Very similar to the Carry, right? Like this is here, 4-wheel drive. This one has diff lock, high-low, 5-speed. No airbags. Clean, you know, it's still a good truck. Door card do have a nice little pattern in them. But let me show you guys the big improvement on the 99. So here's a look at the front end. Again, we have that slope. Some people love it, some people hate it. I think for safety reasons, you gotta just accept it. Door cards surprisingly are all flat in comparison, but they do have different trim models. Like again, they are Hijets that have diff lock and airbags and everything. We're just working what we have in front of us, but interior is a lot nicer, definitely more spacious. These seats slide again, just like the Sambar. I'm gonna measure distance to the dash, same with the Suzuki in a second. But we now have cup holders. All this is different from the previous generation. Feels like it has more space in here as well. But again, unlike the Sambar, for being honest, it isn't a major difference. Yes, I do love the interior. I love the additional space. I love how this is a little different. I love that I have cup holders, but it isn't day and night. Like this is still very work truckish in comparison to the Sambar, where it feels like, okay, I can daily this and just drive it around town. So if we're comparing just to the dash, it's about 8 inches, but to this radial bezel, it's around 6. But it is still very spacious. Like you can see my knees are nowhere close. Same with the passenger. You won't be in their way when you're shifting to first and second. Now let's see what we're looking like space-wise when it comes to the Carry. Gotta love the fact that I can just slide in. Oh wow, surprisingly it's only about 4 inches. I still feel like I'm not that close, but out of all the 3 trucks that we sat in, this one definitely feels the smallest. Yeah, without a doubt, I feel like I'm not in a newer K truck. It feels similar to the old Carry. A big pro on some of these trucks, it's not all of it, so I don't want to say every single 1999 K truck has this, but for the most part, a lot of them are electronic fuel injected. Not all of them. Dad Bod Garage did buy a Carry that was not fuel injected. Usually all the Hijets are. Not 100% sure on the Sambar. Someone comment below. And then I believe on the Actys they're also fuel injected. But now we're going to talk about the Mitsubishi. So there's technically one here. The interior isn't very much intact, but here's how we're looking. I wish I could open this. It's pretty, you know, boring looking. Again, no cup holders. There isn't even seats. But let me show you guys this guy. In my personal opinion, this is the best looking new truck. Like, look at this front end. It looks sporty. It looks aggressive, almost like it has a front lip. I'm surprised the bed is the same size because it looks so much smaller. They even have some that have like body kits, like factory at that, not an actual body kit, but it looks like a body kit. And then just like the Suzuki, the Mitsubishis also have really cool interiors. Check this out. Nice pattern. Cup holders, little phone holder. This one's automatic. This one does not have airbags. The hood also does not open. Another little storage cubby here. Flat. No power windows on any of these. That's pretty standard, unfortunately. Does have AC. Now let's see what we're looking like interior wise. These seats do go forward and back. Right now we're trying to beat 8. This one's around 6, but it has nothing here, so I don't feel claustrophobic at all. It's about a hand size. Definitely feel like there's more room in here in comparison to the Suzuki. But I gotta sit in the Sambar one more time. I think that one still actually might be in the lead. Really wish there was a 99 Acty here, because from what I remember, I think that one had a lot more room than the Sambar when I was over in Texas. But let me sit in here and see what's going on. Yeah, no, this one definitely feels a lot larger. I don't know what it is. It's like they're all the same exact thing, but look how much space I have. And even just this just feels larger than what it really is. And maybe this is pushed forward a little more. Gotta love the airbag too. I feel like Sambars also all have airbags. And since one of the leading topics are going to be about space, it only makes sense for me to talk about this one. Stay tuned for the full video. This is the key. But in front of us we have a Daihatsu Hijet Jumbo. When you see this window here, it means jumbo. So they shortened the bed to give it a lot more interior space. This by far, this exact one in front of us, has the most room and it's not even close. If it was turbo, if I just had the willpower, money and everything, I would drive this back from California. No questions asked. So just like the previous models, this seat does slide forward and back. It does also have all this room back here, but if I'm just sitting like this, I'm about 10 inches away from the dash. From the radio, close to 8. It's not even funny how much room is back here. And on top of that, these window opens. The Jumbos are super cool. This one in particular, stay tuned for the full video. I mean, double din, chandelier, stitching, pink, Louis Vuitton, power windows. This is going to be worth the watch. Because the Sambar is the clear favorite, I think we all can agree, I figured we'd drive this guy. Although it does have a camper / kitchen in the back. Let's start it up. As expected, AC blows ice cold. Clutch feels good. I've actually never driven a K truck with this on the back. I know on windy days this must feel insane, and not being able to see behind me, it's definitely going to take some getting used to. But let's see how this feels. Like I mentioned, this one's a 4-speed engine all the way in the back. Cabin's a lot quieter. The Mitsubishi, Suzuki, and Daihatsu all have the engines under the seat. I wouldn't say it's natural heated seats, but I also wouldn't say it's completely cold in comparison to something like this or an Acty. Takes the turns fine. It's so crazy. seeing that behind me. But let me give you guys a little acceleration test. I'll slow down a bit. We are at 0, go into first gear. Actually feels really planted and smooth. Currently in 4th, go into 5th. Yeah, takes it fine. Surprisingly, even at 60 kilometers an hour, it doesn't feel extra shaky or I feel like it's out of control or it's too windy. So I'm gonna drive this one back. I'm gonna switch models. Comfortability wise, the Sambars are also known for being the most comfortable. Sambars are also known for being the most expensive as well. Like for example, let's say a Sambar is $5,000 shipped. A Carry might be $4,000. Same spec, same everything. Acty might be $45,000, and then a Minicab maybe $4,000. Like the Minicabs are slept on like crazy. So I figured next we drive the Minicab. Throw a little curveball in there. This one's also automatic. AC blows cold. I don't have anything behind me, so I can see out of my huge window. Hopefully the camera picks it up. You can hear a little more engine noise. Again, nothing like, you know, some people act like the Sambar is the godly truck just because the engine in the back and it's so easy to work on. And I guess to an extent, I mean, I'll pop the engine cover on this one. You can see it isn't the end of the world. You just have to lunge over on the seats. And at least on an accident, unlike the Sambar, if you get rear-ended, your whole truck is done. If you get rear-ended in this, you know, you might just need to fix your bed a little bit, but at least your engine is still intact. Imagine this with some rims. So here's from 0. I'm gonna put my foot all the way down. Cool thing about the automatics too is because you don't have to shift. It gets up there so quickly. Like this is for sure faster than the Sambar. Granted, the Sambar had that huge thing in the back, but because you have to consistently shift from 1 to 2 to 3, all 3 of those gears are so short, these automatics boogie. Listen to that sound too. But we're in this video here. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you have any questions, definitely comment below. If you want to support the channel, support the Patreon. I can help you find parts. I can help you source a vehicle. I can help you source almost anything in Japan or even America if you just have some generic questions like where to buy coils, tires. A lot of times people just don't know, and I've been doing this for so long that's why I'm willing to help, and that's why I created such a big community. But I catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Road to 50K. Road to Japan coming back in fall, and road to the sequel with Miss Husky. So quick little side video while I'm in this Minicab. It's a 3-speed and there's no RPMs, but you kind of hear that I'm pushing it. I'll try to get to 100. Let's see, can I get 60 miles per hour? It can, but it definitely... Oh wow, there's a chimney behind me. It definitely does not like it. So I would say for this model, 3-speed automatic, I don't want to say cruising speed is 80 kilometers an hour, but cruising speed is 50 miles per hour. Yes, I can do this. I mean, you can hear it. I'm definitely up there right now. Yeah, could it do it? Yes. Maybe not for a long period of time, but it can do it. This one's also coil packs, so it's even a little faster than the older models. But it drives great though. That's AC off, by the way. If I had AC on, it would have been even slower. I want to say most people who get automatic models though aren't really driving them on the freeway. They're doing local driving like this. I'm currently going 40 kilometers an hour. You can hear the car is essentially silent. This is where it belongs, like in town. If you have to get on the highway, obviously it can do it. You just got to stay in the slow lane.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.